أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ربي يسر ولا توسر وتمم بالخير السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Our Ustad Sadiq is in Umrah at the moment. Ustad, Alhamdulillah, also in Umrah with his family. They have been having a great time, and also they sent us message that they haven't forgotten. And may Allah accept their prayer, may Allah accept their Umrah, and may Allah bring them back safely, quickly, inshallah. Today, we have a great teacher for you, brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, Professor Shahjalal Sarkar, Ustad Sarkar. He will be
Assalamu alaikum.
teaching today lesson 34, which is wa alaikum assalam. He'll be teaching us lesson 34, which is different faces of Mudari. Okay, without anything further, I would ask Ustad Sarkar to start his lesson, inshallah. Ustad?
Yes.
Yours now.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everybody to the Quranic lesson. If we can, today we are going to learn about types of Mudari. We learned Madi and Mudari. Now, in this lesson, we are going to learn the variety of Mudari, how different forms of Mudari we can generate. Before we do that, if we can zoom out and go back to the basic of Quranic language, at the center of any language is the words, vocabulary. And we have learned, classified vocabulary 3 groups, isim, fail, and harf. Isim is like noun, pronoun, adjective, and adverb, which are not related to those words. We call them isim in Arabic. And verb means action, which is related to the tense. And we said the words which are related to tense are 2 types, Madi and Mudari. Madi fail means which is completed, and Mudari is the present and future together. So today's lesson is about types of Mudari, not Madi. Madi means which is past, which is completed, perfected. So we cannot change the Madi fail. But we can change Mudari. And how do we change? And what are the changes? That is the topic for today. We learned the Irab, the last haraka of the last harf of any word. We called Irab. And Irab can be Dhamma, Fatha, Kasra, or Zazam. We need to remember the fail does not take Kasra. So what are the options we have? Either Dhamma or Fatha or Zazam. So these are the Irab for Fele Mudari. Now, at the top, you can see there are 7 words which are harf. If any one of them comes before any Mudari fail, it gives Fatha to the last harf of that Mudari fail. Like Yaf'alu is the Fele Mudari, But if we put any one of these 7 words before yaf'alu, then we'll say yaf'ala. It gives fatha, means mansub. And in the box bottom, you can see words or particles that Mudari changes into mazzoom, means it gives sakin, like lam, lamma, amor nahi, man, ma, li, wal, fal. So, in a nutshell, these 11 words or particles, if any one of them comes before any mudarefel, they will give sukun at the last harf. And that's why they are called mazzoom, and those 7 are called mansubat, which gives mansub. So, an, lan, hatta, izan, Allah, kailai. So there is a rhythm like a poem. Dr. Mahmood will teach you later on at the end to remember them. There is a rhythm like a poem. We should memorize all of them. So these 7 gives fatha to the mudarefel, like from yaf'alu, yaf'ala. So gives fatha, that means it makes mansub. And lam, lamma, amor nahi, man, ma, li, wal, fal. This gives zazam at the end. Like yaf'alu is a fele mudare, and if any one of them comes before, like lam, yaf'al, so lu becomes sakin, lam yaf'al. And that's why these are called harfe zazima, which gives which makes mazzoom. So normal mudare fail, the irab can be mansub if an, lan, hatta, izan, Allah, kailai comes before the normal mudare fail. And if lam, lamma, amor, nahi, in, an, ma, li, wal, fal comes before mudare fail, it gives zazam, making the mudare fail mazzoom. And we can classify harf zazima like in, man, ma, they are called shart. So if any one of these 3, in, man, ma, comes before a mudarefel, it makes a condition, and the sentence becomes jumlatul shartiya. We don't need to learn those terminology now. We'll learn this module 2 or 3. So in, man, ma makes conditional sentence, and when it makes condition, it makes the mudarefel mazzoom, means it gives sukun at the end of the mudarefel. Li, wal, fal, these 3 words, you can see the meaning is should or let. So it makes like an imperative. So English letter let, L-E-T, let, and from L, you can think about lam coming, just to remember. We will learn more at the bottom. So here from this 2 table, the summary is normal mudafil will take fatha or it will become mansub if we put an, lan, hatta, izan, Allah, kailai before the mudarefil. On the other hand, if we put lam, lamma, amr, nahi, in, man, ma, li, wal, fal before the normal mudarefil, we need to give zazam, or it makes the mudarefil mazzoom. Like yaf'alu becomes al. We'll learn more and we'll classify this amor and iskalamu amor, nahi iskalamu nahi. We will learn later. Just for memorization, we can say lam, lamma, amor, nahi, in manma li wal fal. Good.
Ustad,
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, you said the same very nicely, mashallah. We know that before they leave, inshallah, we'll make sure they have memorized this in this way. But before you go to the next section, I would like to just open it up, do this for a few minutes, and I'll ask them to write it at the same time, put it on the chat box as well, so that they understand the importance. Because if we just start it in this way, just open it up to them, they'll keep thinking, and writing, etc. It will help. So, shall I do that, Ustad?
Yes.
Okay, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, how can I present it to you? Wherever and whenever we ask you to memorize something, if it is not urgent and extremely essential, we wouldn't say that. So one more time, we've got something for you that has to be memorized in a way that you will never forget for the rest of your life, inshallah. It happened to me, and it happened to many other students. So it's going to happen with you as well. Tonight, you will be going out with these two chart memorization. And it's very simple. As Ustad just indicated, there are 7 harfs, 7 words. And you do it in your way, but our suggestion is create a rhythm. Anlan hatta izan Allah kai likai. Anlan hatta izan Allah kai likai. You are on mute at the moment, but if you could say this with me, I will be saying it for 10 times. Anlan hatta izan Allah kai likai. Keep saying, please. Anlan hatta izan Allah kai likai. 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 Can you all type it on the chat box, please? This 7 in this order. Anlan hatta izan Allah kai likai. Even in English letters, you should write it down. Okay? Do this. I'm looking to see them on the chat box, please. Okay, it's not isan, it's idan. Okay, it's not ida. Ida means when, idan means then. Okay, everyone has to write it on the chat box now, please. Quickly. Allah kai likai. And some of you already should know, Allah means that Allah has got 2 letters combined. An plus la. An plus la, Allah. Okay. Okay. Brother Zakir, can you make sure everyone is responding to the chat box? Can somebody who already responded, can you just say, An, lan, hatta, izan, Allah, kai, likai, these 7 harfs. What do? When they come before the Mudari, they make the Mudari mansub. So what should be the name of these 7 harfs, brothers and sisters? What should be the name?
Harf nasiba.
MashaAllah. Very good. Harf nasiba, huruful nasiba, whatever you say. MashaAllah. So there are 7 harfs in Quranic Arabic. Whenever they come before a Mudari, not any other situation, only before a Mudari, they make it mansub. Okay. I am hoping that everybody has written the next one. Okay. Can you see lam lamma amarunahi? in man ma li wal fal. We have improvised it slightly. Again, they're meant to be harfs which come before mudario and they make them mudario mazum. However, there are two boxes there, and you can see amar stroke lamu amar, nahi stroke lamu nahi. Ustad will explain that in a minute. So these are not harfs, brothers and sisters. Amar is fe'le amar. Lamu amar is also fe'le amar. Nahi is fe'le amar as well, negatively. Lamu nahi is also a fair. So these two boxes, they are fair. But because they also do mudario mazum, that's why we put all together. And if you remember it like this, it's going to help you enormously. So this is the drill. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Keep saying that. You are on mute. Please, I'll be repeating it. Okay? Lam lamma amur nahi. Can you see these two boxes? We are not saying the whole two boxes. Amur, then from the next box, nahi. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Next task is you to write it down on the chat box. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And 7 at the top. 13 total. You have to remember. So first part is done. Second part. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. The way I'm saying it, you need to memorize it in this way. Okay? You will realize in the next few years how beneficial it is to memorize it in this way, inshallah. So, lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Okay? Others? Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma, in man. Brother Zuma Khan, in man. Man ma li wal fal. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. MashaAllah. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. MashaAllah. Very good. Excellent. We need more. Brother Zakir, please monitor. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal.
Yes, this is they will do now.
Sister Rina Hussain, lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. I mean, this is joined together two words, which is okay. You can understand that. Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Good. Okay. Anybody left? Lam lamma amur nahi in man ma li wal fal. Okay. Okay. I will leave it. We have to do this again. We have to hear from you. So get ready. Write it down in the meantime so that you never forget it. And we have to test it at the end before the end of the class, inshallah. Ustad, you carry on, please. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So you have learned how to make Mudari fil mansub and how to make Mudari fil mazzoom. Now, types of Mudari. Type means kasam and the jamu is aksamu. Aksamul Mudari. Types of Mudari. So in the heading, we can see marfu, mansub, and mazzoom. Marfu, mansub, mazzoom. And mazrur, we can't make it because fail does not take kasra. So the option we have marfu, mansub, and mazzoom. And we know that we have got 14 damir. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. And we have learned for this 14 dhamir, how do we conjugate fa'ala verb? And we all know that. So in marfu, we know that yaf'alu, yaf'alane, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'alane, taf'alna. We all know that. So this is our known column, marfu. So when we learned the siga, 14 siga, we learned in marfu state. However, we can change marfu to mansub. How do you do that? So, for example, in huwa for fa'ala marfu is yaf'alu, but in mansub yaf'ala. And mazum, instead of fatha, we put zazam. So yaf'al. So each of the verb for each of these 14 dhamir, we can have 3 different types: marfu, mansub, and mazum. And if we look at carefully, how does it changes? Marfu comes with the dhamma in singular, and mansub fatha, and mazum sakin, zazam. But in second person huma, yaf'alane, in mansub yaf'ala, nun is dropped. In mazum, same, yaf'ala. But in jamu, hum form, yaf'aluna, nun is dropped, but one alif is coming. Same for the mazum. Yaf'alu, yaf'alu. The question may arise, how do we know which one is mansub, which one is mazum? We'll learn it later. In that sentence, we can easily identify. But all we need to learn from here is the phase for mansub and mazum is similar, identical. But for here, taf'alu, taf'ala, mansub is fatha, but in mazum is taf'al. In singular, 3 forms. In dual, 2 form. In jam'u, 2 form. So in singular, 3 forms. Dual, 2 forms, and jam'u, 2 forms. And we see for the here same. Here you can see this, they are different, but in dual, taf'ala, taf'ala, and hunna, taf'alna, taf'alna. There is a difference in hunna. So if we compare to the huwa form, it should drop the nun, but it doesn't. So hunna and antunna, these are the 2 forms. You can see it is written as red. Nun are not dropped. So these are the 2 exceptions from the regular pattern we need to memorize, that hunna and antunna, nun is not dropped. Otherwise, like whom, you can see yaf'aluna, yaf'alu, nun is dropped, one alif is coming, is same for majzum. But exception is hunna and antunna. Otherwise, we know the pattern. In singular, 3 forms, fatha and zazam. But in dual and jam'u is 2 form. Mansub and mazum is same. Exception is hunna and antunna. That's it. So if we keep that pattern in our mind and then we revise couple of times, it should be printed in our mind. So I repeat again, what we are saying here, that fele mudare can have 3 phases: marfu, mansub, and mazum. And fi'l mudari can have 14 siga depending on the detached domir. And in this example, we deal with fa'ala, but we can deal with any triliteral fi'l. So what we are saying here, that in marfu is dhamma, and we know that because we memorized the marfu state in 14 siga. But in mansub we put fatha, and mazum we put sakin. However, if it is dual, then we drop the noon, and if it is jamu, again we drop the noon, we add extra alif. But the exception is hunna and antunna, where although they are jamu, but we do not drop the noon. We do not drop the noon. Is it clear to everybody? Because if we remember all what I said, these main points, then it is easy to remember for any fi'l. Can you write in the chat? Is there any confusion with what I say?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ustaz, can you please repeat the points?
I repeat again once more.
Jazakallah.
So in this table, we are talking about the types of mudari. Types in Arabic is aksamu. Kasam, aksamu. Aksam is the jamu. So always say the mudari cannot take kasra. So what are the types? The options we have: dhamma, and then fatha and sakin. That means we say marfu, mansub, and mazum. 3 forms the fi'l mudari can take. Majroor we cannot make to mudari because fi'l does not take kasra. So either marfu or mansub or mazum. We can do mazroor for isim, but not for fi'l. Right. So the 3 types we can make: marfu, mansub, and mazum. Marfu normally comes with dhamma, mansub normally comes with fatha, and mazum comes with sakin in singular form. In dual form, all we do from marfu to mansub, we drop the noon. Mansub and mazrur, we just drop the noon, like yaf'alane, yaf'ala, yaf'ala. And in jamu, home form, yaf'aluna, we drop the noon, mansub and mazum, but we add an extra alif. And the same pattern goes on for the 14 siga, except hunna and antunna. Hunna and antunna is jamu form. So according to our rule, we should drop the noon. But hunna and antunna does not leave noon. The noon cannot be dropped. Noon is still there. So these are the key points. If we remember, then we don't need to memorize. We'll practice several times, taking one fail, write it down once or twice. But as long as we remember these key points, then it should imprint to our brain.
MashaAllah. Sister, I think it was Sister Nazneen. Is this, do you feel better now?
Yes, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It was very much clear. Jazakallah khairan.
So
I'll just add 1 or 2 tips here, Ustad. Yeah. Generally, try to remember there are 3 harakats, 3 i'rab, and they are based on dhamma, fatha, kasra. According to their status, the default original is marfu Dhamma. Marfu. How is it named? Marfu'un. From the word rafa'a means raised, high. So rafa is the highest status between these three. And in mansub and mazum, it is the reduction form of rafa. It was high. Its second status, can you see, imagine an Arabic word. Okay, Ustad, I'll just take the screen for only a few minutes. What I'm saying, if you start, it will be very helpful for a long time, inshallah. Okay, you screen. Okay, so what I was saying, that there are three harakats. And you know, this is the highest, I said. And then this one is slightly lower status than this. And this is even lower status than this. That's why it's called Rafa, Marfu, Rafa, raised high. So Mazumization and Mansubization is are lower status. In what way lower? So as soon as we call Mansub and Mazum, it means it's ranking from top highest. One will become in the middle. Okay, one will become in the middle, which is Fatha, and one will become right at the bottom, which is Kasra. So these are Mansub and Mazum. These are lower status than Dhamma. So Dhamma is the top status, and when its status is reduced, it will become Fatha. And even if it is reduced more, although it doesn't apply in fail, just general understanding, remember, those who understand deep thought, Ghairu Munsarif, and in that case, you know, the Kasra Dhammatain, Kasratain is not allowed there at all. Okay, so that's later. However, the point I'm making here, so something is being made mansub from marfu, okay, one time, that is mansub. And kasra doesn't exist at the end of Mudari verb. So instead, there will be no haraka. Instead, it will be this. So now the status is this at the top, then fatha in the middle status, and this is like absolute no haraka at all. So harakats are being degraded, downgraded. It was marfu, next stage is mansub, next stage is no harakat at all. So this is what Ustad was explaining. And if we could go back to Ustad, stop sharing. Ustad, bring your screen. Okay. Just general understanding, as I was saying. So it was marfu, then mansub is from dhamma, it is downgraded to fatha. It's the next downgrade. And the one extreme, which is no haraka at all, sukun, mazum. This is the general understanding you keep in mind, it will help. Okay. So Ustad already explained, huwa, you can see yaf'alu, yaf'ala, yaf'al. Huma, you can see yaf'alani have become yaf'ala in mansub. Okay. So everything is a reduction. Mansub and mazum is reduction from marfu, dhamma. So when it is dual, dhamma is not a question here. Ane is added here. Ane, yaf'ala ne. So here, nun is dropped, has to be dropped. As I said, reduction. So if there is no haraka there, like marfu form, it has to reduce something, common sense. So it has got the ending, and it has to happen at the end. So the noon is there at the end, and don't get out of my way. That's it. So that's the logic behind it. Ya falane, now you have to reduce your state because you're becoming mansub. What can be done? Noon, you go out. But that alif, ane, is remaining in both mansub as well as mazum to still tell us that it is dual, that alif. You know that. You know that. So next one is whom again. You can see yaf'aluna, then yaf'alu. Alif has to stay to support waw and also to give the hidden message that there is something missing. It is the indication of its plurality. Jamu. Okay. Here is fine. Huma is fine. Same thing. Hunna and antunna, they are special. They are female, respectable. They said, no, we can't, whatever reduction we have to do, you cannot downgrade us. So remember, to respect, show to the feminine, it is noon is staying. Noon doesn't drop. Okay? Taf'alna and yaf'alna now will remain in both mansub and mazum form. So what I just repeated, if you remember that, this page is as simple as it can be, inshallah. Any further question? Otherwise, he will go to the next page, inshallah.
Right. Okay. I think it's very clear. Dr. Mahmoud explained it very clearly. So the only difference is hunna and antunna. But huma, you can see in dual for female, taf'alane is still degrade, noon is dropped. So that means when there are 3 or more female together, they don't want to say sorry. Just remember. Yeah, good. There is a question about Madi fail. Yes, we are talking about Mudari. Madi fail is called perfect fail. Madi, whatever it is, you can never change because it is past and it is perfected. So any change we can do only in Mudari.
Yeah. And also that is called Magni. Madhubha is Magni, unchanged. Okay? But Mudari's faces will change. Madhi's faces will not change. There may be extension at the beginning, at the end, but it's Magni, no change. Okay, good.
Good. So here, this table al-amr, situations when Mudari verb changes into mazum. We learned in previous lesson how to, make amr. And we know the amr we make only for second person. That is amr. And we also learned one of the condition to make amr is to make mazum, putting sukun at the last haraka of the mudari fi'l. So this is rule for amr. Amr is for second person, and when we create amr, we put sukun at the end of the mudari fi'l. So that's it here. Like yaf'alu is fi'l mudari, but when we make it amr, it will be yaf'al. Yaf'alu, it will become yaf'al. So now amr means second person. Here, so all of them are second person, male and female, singular, dual, and plural. And we know the marfu form, which is the highest raised form, taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. So these are the form for mudari fi'l for second person, male and female. Now, when we make amr, we make it mazum. So mazum, what we do for singular, we put a sukun instead of dhamma, and for dual, we drop the noon, and for plural, drop the noon again, and the same for female, except this is taf except for taf'alna, antunna and hunna form. We learned before the noon you cannot drop. So same here. Here, this is the antunna. So noon is remaining, and yeah, so it's exactly the same. So marfu is the normal siga we learned, and mazum in singular we put sukun. In dual we drop the noon. In jam'u we drop the noon. We add an alif, but the exception is antunna and hunna. But we are talking about amor, so here everything is second person. Hunna is not here in this table because it's amor. So amor is exactly same. So when we do mazum with la, and amor is same, and nahi is when we put la and then we make it mazum. So nahi is negative amor, basically. So we put la and then we put the amor form. Then it becomes nahi. Should the mazum column have la in front of the word?
You carry on, Ustad.
Yeah. We can amor. So basically here, this table does not explain anything more. It's just how to form amor. And we did. And to make nahi, we just put la before it. Then it becomes nahi. So amor is the positive order. Nahi is the negative order. That's it.
Yeah. Now, some of the students, they are very good on making amor formation. I know that, alhamdulillah. But some of them may not be very clear about the nahi formation. Nahi is the negative version of amor. Amor happens to second person, and you can see anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. You can see if'al, okay, third column from the left. If'al, if'ala, if'alu, if'ali, if'ala, if'alna. Amor is clear. You know that it has to be Hamzatul Wasl coming, and there will be mazum at the end, sukun at the end. And if there is nun will drop except antunna here. Amor is clear. So it's a repetition for those who have got slight confusion about nahi formation. Nahi, that ta must remain after la. La will come, then ta will be there. It has to be, because it's a direct prohibition to someone in front of you, second person, represented by ta. La taf'al, la taf'ala, la taf'alu, la taf'ali, la taf'ala, la taf'alna. Just notice one thing. In many classes, this is not mentioned. As a result, people just remain confused for a very long time. The anti, taf'alina, mudario taf'alina. So look at the nahi version of it and the amor version of it. Can you see nun drop? I'm talking about fourth row, Ustad. Fourth row, nahi. Fourth row, nahi here, okay? Look at this. Sorry, amor first. If Ali, can you see? It was taf'alina, tagon, Hamzatul Wasl came, and it is supposed to be sukun at the end, but here nun has to drop. So when taf'alina, the first column, Ustad, first column, nun dropped, what is left there? EI is left there. Can you see? Taf'ali.
This year.
Okay, this is slightly different to others. Remember that feminine version, singular, when you make just amor, can you see if Ali? Now what happens with the nahi version of that? Same thing. la taf'ali. So hopefully this is simple. Any question on this? Simple Amar formation, simple Nahi formation. Because after that, Ustad is going to introduce some new terms and some slightly new rules. That is important because you have to understand it here tonight, inshallah. Any question on this Amar Nahi section?
Dr. Mahmood mentioned very important, crucial point here, because sometimes when we see ya at the end, we might be confused. Does it indicate me? It is not. It is taf'alina, nun drop, ya remained, and that ya. So
that we have took sukun now, no
yes,
problem.
not to be confused.
Yeah. So, brothers and sisters, if it's okay, we move on. Otherwise, you can still ask Amar Nahi. Nahi la taf'al, la taf'ala, la taf'alu, la taf'ali, la taf'ala, la taf'alna. Nun doesn't drop on hunna and antunna.
So Dr. Mahmood clearly mentioned when we create Nahi, we take directly from the Mudari form, we do not remove Alamate Mudari. We do Mazum at the end, we just add La. But for Amor formation, we drop the Alamate Mudari Ta from the beginning, and then we do Sukun or removing Nun at the end.
As usual, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, go to next, Ustad J.
So that's slightly different. We learned Amor. Amor means second person. But whenever we call Lamu Amor, means still command, but third person and first person. In the first column, you can see third person and first person. That means we can create Amor for third person and first person as well, but the name is slightly different. It's called Lamu Amor. Lamu Al-Amor. And there is a slight difference. So whenever we say Amor, we indicate second person. And we know how to create it. But now we are creating Amor, but for the third person and first person. And we call the name slightly different name. We say Lamu Amor. So Amor means we need to make it mansub at the end. Same like Amor and Lamu Amor. We'll make mansub. But what other changes? Like Marfu is same. We know that. We are familiar with the Marfu column. And Mazum is again same. How to make Mazum? Either you put a Sukun, or second person drop the Noon, third person drop the Noon and add an Alif. Unless it is Antunna form, like here. Antunna and Hunna form is the exception. We learned it before, how to make Mazum. We cannot drop the Noon. Okay. Otherwise, is either Sukun or drop the Noon and add an Alif. So this is how we make the Mazum column. Now, Lamu Amor, how do you do? It is for third person and first person, not for the second person. So this Amor column is becoming Lamu Amor now because it's third person and first person. So instead of
there's one line here should be mentioned, which is this. You already touched on it briefly, but I'll just explain it. You said this li is representing let. Now, why is that important? Let me tell you. When somebody is in front of you, you will say, go and do this. Do it. Don't do it. You are directly ordering. But someone is not here. How can I say, do it to someone who is not here? I can say, let him do this. He should do this. I think he should do this. This is indirect order.
Yeah.
Because the person is not in front of me.
Should or
that is
yeah,
the
it was
key.
mentioned there.
Yeah.
So
that
means should or let.
The word let is important. Do not forget it for a second when you are dealing with Lamu Amr and Lamu Nahi. That let, okay? Let, and instead of let, for us to remember, that is li coming.
Yeah.
Okay, lam with kasra. And then remember, It is not ta there. Not li tafal. The ta is meant for second person. This is for first and third person. So it will be for third person. It has to be ya. Alamote mudario for third person is ya, isn't it?
Yeah.
So li yaf'al. Lam sukun, everything remains same, but it's li in the beginning and ya at the alamote mudari is coming. So both lame amor, you read it, li yaf'al and la yaf'al. It was la taf'al before, because ta means directly to second person. You are ordering not to do it. But here somebody is not here. La yaf'al. That is, you have to remember. Lame amor, lame nahi. One has got li ya, and then nahi la ya. Okay? Understand this, remember this, then it's all easy. You go through this. So first 6 is third person, and the last 2 is first person, isn't it, Ustad?
Yeah. So if you try to remember comparing with the direct amor, then it's easy. It's easy. And what Dr. Mahmoud said, in the second person, we order directly, but in third person, the person is not in front of me. It is gaib. Gaib means not in front of me, is absent. Then we say li means let. Let him do, he should do, something like that. Let li. Good. So if you just carefully read and find out the difference what we are talking about, then once it goes to the brain, inshallah, it will remain.
Okay. While they're thinking, let me ask a question that will probably help. Can somebody tell me here the last 2 rows here? Afalu is the normal mudario. Okay. Number 13, siga. And nafalu is 14, siga, right? Okay. Then, if it needs to be mazum, it's af'al and nafal, just mazum part, okay? Then why is it li af'al here? Who can tell me? Why is it li not iya? Why? Simple. Lamu amor for ana. Why is it li af'al? And why is it li naf'al for number 14, siga? Why is it not ya there? Please speak
Because
up.
it's for first person, and it would mean I should do it.
Yes.
Or we should.
Yes, it's in present tense, right? It's the alamat of Mudari.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's why it's li naf'al as well. But for third person, it has to be ya. See, ya, just these 2 words in a verb, in a sentence, word with liya, without looking at the rest, you should say, oh, it's lamu amor. And we say la iya, then it is lame nahi. Okay? So, Ustad, you go through this up and down, right, left, whatever.
Good. I hope everything clear to everybody. Now, we looked at lamu amor and amor and lamu amor. And before, in this table, we learned how to make mansub and majzum. And now, if we look at this table, second table here, we say these are the harf or some words which makes mazum, lam, lamma, amor, nahi. We looked at them in man, ma, li, wal, fal. So in this table, what we are going to look at now here, lam and lan. So let's see where they are coming. Lam and lan. So lan is coming from here, and lam is coming from here. So what does lam do? Lam makes mazum, and lan gives fatha, mansub. Okay, so we know that lam gives sakin, mazum, and lan gives fatha, makes it mazum. Okay. So here is basically lam makes mudari mazum. This heading does not apply to the bottom. So lam makes mudari mazum like aqra'a, aqra mazum. So aqra means this is mudari fail, but when lam comes, the hamza becomes sukun, and its meaning becomes negative in the past. Although it is mudari fail, but whenever lam comes, it gives meaning in the past negative. And lan, on the other hand, gives fatha, like aqra'a. Hamza got a fatha, aqra'a, and it means negative negation in the future. So there is a difference. Lam and lan both comes in front of the mudari fail. Lam makes negative and the meaning goes in the past, and lan makes also negative, but the meaning goes future. We cannot make present meaning anymore. Mudari means present and future, but whenever lan comes, we only give future meaning, not present meaning.
It's called huruful istiqbal, indicating future. Istiqbal means future. Harful istiqbal. Lam is just lame nafi. It's a negation particle, but there is a but. It's coming in front of a mudario, brothers and sisters. Mudario means present and future. Lam yakra'u. Yakra'u is a mudario. But as soon as lam comes, yakra'u becomes yakra or akra. Okay? Mazum at the end. So it makes the mudario, it converts the present meaning into past meanings, brothers and sisters. Lam is so powerful. Kara'a, from it, yakra'u, takra'u, akra'u, akra. And lan, kara'a, yakra'u, takra'u, akra'u, and then akra'a. Okay, I hope it's clear. Ustad is now showing some examples of lam and lan. If you understand this,
see the example,
you are done.
Much clearer. So the first two columns is madi manfi bilam with lam. But you can see the lam is coming for akra. Due to lam, akra, a hamza becomes sukun here. Lam aktub. It was aktubu. Lam asma. It was asma'u. I listened. No, asma'u
is mudari.
I will listen. It was. But lam asma, I did not listen, or I never listened. So mudari meaning it takes to the madi. Ahfaz, ahfazu. It was ahfazu. I memorize, or I will memorize. Ahfazu. But lam ahfaz, I did not memorize, or I never memorized. So coming in front of the mudari fail gives the madi meaning. Lam akul. So akulu means I say, or I will say, but lam akul, I did not say, I never said. So lam makes two changes. One is at the word level, gives sukun, and at the meaning, it takes the madi, past meaning. So at the word level and at the meaning level, two changes. Similarly, lan does two changes as well. At the word level, it gives fatha. And in the meaning, it gives the future negation. Like akra'u means I recite, or I will recite. Akra'u, ana form mudari fi'l. But whenever I say lan, then akra'u becomes akra'a. Lan akra'a. I shall never read or recite. In the same way, aktabu means I write or I will write. Aktabu, ana form mudari fi'l. Aktabu, I write or I will write. But when we say lan, then instead of aktabu, it becomes aktaba.
Yeah.
So lan aktaba. Sorry.
Aktubu.
Sorry.
Aktuba. Yeah. Aktubu.
Lan aktuba means I shall never write. So there is no present tense meaning. It goes to future and negation. So this is again lan does two things. One, it gives fatha, it makes it mansub, and it makes negative in future.
Yeah. One additional thing, it is also bringing some kind of emphasis, brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
Do you notice
never.
that? Lan akra'a, if it was not emphatic, then it should have said, I shall not read. It means in future I will not read. But what it is saying, invariably, every time lan comes, never. Absolute emphatic as well. So say harful nasiba, harful nafi, at the same time, harful taqid, part of harful taqid as well.
Yes.
Okay, good. Carry on, Ustad. Yeah.
Good. So basically, these are the things we learned. The lesson is finished. Now, I think I'll leave it to Ustad for any question or any example.
Any clarification, yeah, inshallah. I will also show some Quranic example as well, inshallah. For everyone's information, this chapter is, some of it you already understood. Some of you may have understood not as strong as others. So there is no scope here to leave any gap in this, because we are trying to go forward with strength, not looking back. Okay? So let me bring my screen, Ustad. And in order to achieve what I just mentioned, that it has to be rock solid, full understanding. Lamu amor, lamu nahi. This is the part where it is, some of the students here, they may agree with me, that yes, this part was not that clear to them when they attended the last class. Possibly, it may not be. And I don't want to leave any gap there, inshallah. So it is lesson 34. Okay, and sorry. First of all, let me share the screen. Okay. Right. Lamu amor, lamu nahi. Brothers and sisters, any question? Because the way it has been taught by our Ustad, so nicely, so clearly, mashallah, it should be really, really okay. But any confusion, that will also be cleared with some of the examples which will be showing you. But this chapter, raise his hand by Sadaf, Sister Sadaf, yes. This chapter we are going to teach again next week. Ustada Aisha will be coming, and she will go through something which is you probably didn't understand. You will bring problems. She will go through this. We will go through this together, as well as some more examples, inshallah. Sister Sadaf, your question.
Assalamu alaikum, Ustad. My question is, the Lamu Amr And so we had on the table, we had Lamu Amar, Lamu Nahi, and then on the bottom row, we had Li Wal. So that Li on the lower row, is that the same as Lamu Amar?
Let me just go to that chart. You're talking about this, right? Li Wal.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
This Li has got multiple version of it, multiple use of it. What we are discussing here, only when this will be used in Lamu Amr, okay? Although it's Mazum, okay? But you will see in some situation, we might also get Mazum as well with Li, okay? You will see.
Okay.
So that is not general. We do not cover it here, but you raised a very important point. I understand that. We will not discuss it now. For now, let's just remember everything. Lam lam mamur nahi id mal mali wal fal. These are all mazum maker. Okay. Li has got number of other uses, and inshallah we'll cover that. Okay, sister. Thank you. Okay. Very good point. And let us just look at few examples. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay, Sister Sadaf, if I could ask you, look at the first example. The verses, references are there, meaning is there, and Quranic example is there. If you could explain that, based on the discussion we had so far.
So the first word is Amar, which is idhab.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
it's so there are few things that we have. We have a hamzatul wasl at the beginning, and I mean I can recognize it, to be honest. So but yes, the hamzatul wasl is at the beginning, and then the ba has the sukoon. So this is a fail amar, and then the kitabi.
I didn't, for some reason, your sound is a little bit echoing.
Yes,
I don't know.
I'm driving. I'm sorry, I'm driving.
Yeah, okay. I'm assuming that you said it is definitely Amor because I can see a Hamzatul Wasl there. Okay.
That's right.
And I can see a Sukun as well. So it is definitely Amor. It is not Lame Amor. It is not, of course, Nahu. And it is Amor. It's a fail. Of course, it is Amor. I hope you have said that. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
So then the next word is Kitabi. Do I need to say anything else, like the next word?
You can say it. This is additional. You can say whatever you want to say. You say the meaning of it.
No,
yes.
I mean, I think it was just the first word that you asked about.
Can't understand you. Bi Kitabi.
Bi Kitabi. So Kitabi is the ism with the it's attached pronoun. So that's where it's the mudaf
ilayh. Kitabi. Yeah, mutakallim at the end. Mudaf, my book. Right?
That's right. My book. And
my book or my letter. Okay, it's fine. Okay, B means with.
Jar, which makes the kitab
Yeah. Okay. So the meaning is go with my book or my letter as well, it can mean, but this letter. Go with this letter of mine. Right? Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Can you do the second one as well? Wa
li rabbika. Li is now li is actually not rabbika. Li is not li is So it's not the li that we read today, right?
This li, could it be for Lame Amor?
It's not.
Not, because
It's
yeah
not
is not there.
because we
Yeah.
have, and because we have Rabbika is ism in a mansoob
Yeah.
stat.
So for
And then what
to your
will,
Lord or for your Lord.
and for your Lord, what will, so again, is amr.
Fa plus isbir, right?
Mhm.
Fa plus isbir, which is amr. Clear? Okay.
So yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is,
That's that.
yes.
Just fail amr. Clear? Okay. Okay. So let's go to someone else now. Someone else, volunteer, please, for the next example. Okay.
I'm going to see the hand now. Bring it down.
Yeah. Okay. Sister Bushra, do you want to come forward? Explain this one to us.
Take up into that.
Sister Bushra? Yeah. Or Sister Hazira?
Assalamu alaikum, Ustad.
Wa alaikum salam. Can you explain this one to us?
The third example, yeah. So the third example is udkhulu alayhimul baba. So udkhulu is a plural command because the hamzatul wasl is in the beginning and the following letter has a sukoon. So that's how I understood that that's a plural.
Hi, welcome to my room. Tap on my.
Sorry about that.
Welcome to my room. Yes.
Sorry about that.
No worry. Yeah.
Okay, so udkhulu is a plural command. It's amr. So alayhimul baba. So alayhim is the what do you call the preposition plus a pronoun. So it's the ya is added. It's ala plus hum. So it becomes alayhim. And the meme with a dhamma is basically for the ease of reading. So that's why it's given a dhamma. It's for the plural meme, we give the dhammas. So alayhimul baba. So it's the door.
You said it is plural amr. Okay?
Correct.
And what happened to the noon? Because plural is supposed to be noon.
Yeah, because in the plural command, the noon.
Luna, it is supposed to be. Yeah?
Yeah, the noon drop.
Noon drop. This
Yes.
is the mazumization. Means the noon drop as a part of mazum function.
Yes,
okay?
yes, correct.
If it is singular, we would have seen the sukun, like first bir. But here we cannot see, noon is dropped. And
Correct.
waw, alif is added. MashaAllah, very good. And next one as well, please.
All right, so the next one is Ya ayyuhan nasu ubudu rabbakum. So Ya ayyuha is of course the harf nida. Ya ayyuhan nasu is all you people. U'budu is again is command verb and it is plural command. The noon is dropped because it is has been made majzoom. That's why we don't see u'buduna. It's
good.
The noon is dropped, so it's u'budu rabbakum. So it's a combination of combination of a noun and a pronoun. So the original word was rabbun plus kum. So because the noun is joining with a pronoun, it takes a single haraka, and it becomes rabbu. But because of the sentence u'budu, worship who? Worship the Rabb. It's the maf'ul bihi. That's why the fatha is there. Yes. So rabbu becomes rabbakum. Rabbakum. Yeah.
There were more words after that connecting with additional dhamma there.
Yes.
Bakumul something. is not there, that you can see extra Dhamma there. So no worry on that. MashaAllah, very good. So these two explanation, these two sisters have done. Brothers and sisters, I'm asking you, are you clear? Would you have explained it in this way? If you have any confusion here, tell me, tell us. Others, all other brothers, sisters. And if you could also message on the chat box now saying you have understood Amor, Nahi, Lamu Amor, Lamu Nahi, all four functionality. If you have any gap, please tell us. Okay? Quickly, because I have to cover the memorization very quickly of those two charts before you go. So, okay. I cannot see any message. Oh, okay, no, I can see, sorry. Okay. Okay, good. MashaAllah. Okay. Those who have got any confusion, listen to the tape, it will be all okay. Now let's go back to that two charts, brothers and sisters. One is Harful Nasiba, 7 Harful Nasiba coming in front of Mudario. They make Mansub. I would like to hear from each of you here the full memorization of these two charts. One is Mansub chart, one is Mazum chart. So I will be picking up the names from the participants list here. Brother Fazlu, can you just repeat the 7 harf which comes before Mudari and makes them mansub? What are they? Brother Fazlu, please.
I'm trying to unmute myself. So there are an, lan, hatta, izan, Allah, kai, likai.
And the mazum makers?
Lam, lamma, amar, nahi, an, man, ma, then li, wal, fal.
Yeah, in manma. You have to memorize it, okay? No confusion. Because if it is there, then the rest of the things will be struggling, okay? It has to be memorized, okay? Please. Sister Ainun, I would ask. Sister Ainun?
Yes, Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Please tell me Mansub chart and the chart.
Mansub chart. Mansub an lan hatta idan allakai. And Mazum is
Likai. Allah kai likai. One more.
Allakai likai. 7, yeah.
7.
And
Okay.
Mazum is in man.
No. Lam lamma starts.
Lam lamma amar nahi. And in man ma wal fal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shouldn't be hesitating for future.
Okay.
Memorize it, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. The next few days, just keep saying that, inshallah. You need that, otherwise you wouldn't say it. Okay. Mr. Bushra, are you there? You couldn't speak before?
Yes, I'm here. I have network issues, I'm sorry.
Okay. Could you just repeat these two charts to us, please?
Yes. Mudari, which is by default Rafa in Rafa state, it becomes mansub if there are 7 harf nasiba coming before the Mudari. So it's an, lan, hatta, izan, alla, kay, likay. And if Mudari we want to change, if the harf, these harfs comes before the mudari, it changes it to majzoom. It's lam, lamma, amr, nahi, in, man, mal, li, wal, fal.
MashaAllah, good. Okay, very good. Okay, next is, I just spoke to Ainun, right? Sister Ainun. Okay, Brother Jumma Khan, you there?
Yes.
Could you repeat this?
Assalamu alaikum. An lan hatta izan Allah ke like.
Good. Other one?
Majzoom. Lam lamma amr nahi in man ma li wal fal.
Now make sure you do not forget the order and the rhythm, inshallah. Brother Junaid.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes. Do the same.
Okay. An lan hatta idan alla kay likay. Lam lamma amr nahi in man ma li wal fal.
MashaAllah, very good. Okay. I wouldn't ask Sister Lubna. I would ask Sister Mahmuda that, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh. Yes.
7 harf mansub and hatta idhan alla kay likay.
Good.
And 10 majzoom lam amor nahi in man ma li wal fal.
Yeah, you have to memorize it properly, fully, okay? No hesitation, because you'll see how helpful that is, just because you memorized it, inshallah. Okay. Sister Nazneen?
The mansub is an lan hatta izan lakai izan alakai likai.
Allakai.
Allakai.
Hatta izan allakai likai.
Allakai likai.
Yeah, make it written, then you will not forget. Okay.
An lan hatta izan alakai likai.
And fold together. An lan hatta izan allakai likai, like that. Okay.
An lan hatta izan lakai likai.
Allakai likai.
Allakai likai. Allakai likai. Allakal likai. Okay.
Allakai
lan hatta
likai. Kai likai. Allakai
likai.
Okay.
Allakai likai.
Good.
An lan hatta izan allakai likai.
Good.
Then for
Excellent.
majzoom it is lam lamma amar nahi lan in man ma li wal fal.
MashaAllah, good. Sister Nisa?
Jazakallah khair.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Harf nasiba mudari to mansub. An lan hatta idan alla kay likay.
Other one?
And half mudari to mansub. Lam lama amr nahi in man ma li wal fal.
MashaAllah. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Well done. Good. Sister Nurina Hussain, can you do this? If you do, unmute yourself. Brother Sabbir, tell me.
An lan hatta idan Allah kay likay. Lam lama amr nahi li man in man ma li wal fal.
Okay, very good. Okay. Sister Samia Akhtar.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
7 mansub particles an izan Allah khay likhay, and 10 masum particles are lam lamma amr nahi in man ma li wal.
MashaAllah. I didn't ask some people, understanding that they definitely know it. I haven't ignored it. I've just respected you. Inshallah, I know you know very well. Alhamdulillah. So keep it up. So we have reached our time as well for the class ending. Ustad Sarkar, are you there or not? Okay, no problem. Yeah, Sister Rina just came back. I don't know. That's fine. Okay, we will conclude it here. Alhamdulillah. So your homework would be, I'm going to send you all of you should go through these examples, one full page. Please make sure that you understand this example sheet I'm talking about, which you can see on my screen. Okay, you will go through point by point, and their whole answer is written here, but you have to understand how this is amor and not lame amor, and how something is lame amor, because it's all there. Lame amor, lame nahi, everything example is there. So the top part is okay, easy. The bottom part, 2/3 of this, very important, because this is not discussed in details to my experience, okay? So you have to go through all the example from top to bottom, and come prepared. Come prepared. If you have any question, any part you need more explanation, we will do that, inshallah. Okay? So I will conclude. Barakallahu fikum. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu alaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We'll see you on Monday, inshallah, along with Ustada Aisha. Please prepare your homework. Come prepared, because we'll be asking you a question on this full example list, inshallah. Okay.
Jazakallah khairan. Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan.
Our teacher